They're the performances that take your breath away. You know the ones we're talking about. The ones where the shooter can't miss. The ones with the big man that can't be stopped. These are the contests where an individual's point total keeps climbing, forcing you to ask yourself one simple question. How many points is he going to finish with? As we wait in anticipation of what will hopefully be another exciting year of NBA basketball, this seems like as good a time as any to take a look back through the record books at some of the most remarkable individual scoring performances of all time. Let's move forward with our video and have a look at the top 10 NBA players with the highest points scored in a single game. So let's begin. But before we proceed further, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, do hit the subscribe button so that you won't be missing out on any future NBA content. Number 10. LeBron James, 61 points in 2014. It's his only 50-plus point game he recorded on his home court, which at the time was the American Airlines Arena in Miami. All of his other 10 50-plus point games had come on the road, whether it was with the Heat or the Cavaliers. That game, along with 61 points, he recorded 7 rebounds and 4 assists. But what was amazing about this onslaught was its efficiency. He shot 22 of 33, 66.7% from the field, and 8 of 10, 80% from beyond the arc, while only recording 2 turnovers in 42 minutes of action. If all of this greatness wasn't enough, how about picking another anecdote? Yes, James was wearing a mask that day, a protective measure for his broken nose. Number 9. James Harden, 61 points, 2009. James Harden did his best to try to win the MVP award in 2019. While Giannis Antetokounmpo ended up walking away with the hardware, you can't argue with some of the incredible nights that the Beard had. Harden had not one, but 2 61-point games in 2019. One against the Knicks, no surprise, but also one against the Spurs. Houston won both games as well. Number 8. Steph Curry, 62 points in 2021. In his 3-time NBA title-winning career, Steph Curry has put in some dominant performances. However, he might have eclipsed them all on Sunday night in the Golden State Warriors' 137-122 win over the Portland Trail Blazers. Curry scored a career-high 62 points in his 36 minutes on the floor, finishing 18 for 31 from the field, 8 for 16 from three-point range, 18 of 19 from the free throw line, and had 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Afterwards, Curry called it a pretty crazy night. Number 7. Michael Jordan, 69 points in 1990. We know what you would be thinking. Which Michael Jordan game are we talking about here? Indeed, MJ has the 8 highest scoring games in Bulls history. While his airness dropped 60 points or more a whopping 4 times in his career, way back in 1990, before he even won an NBA title, he scored 69 points versus the Cavaliers. Number 6. Devin Booker, 70 points in 2017. Some people say Devin Booker is just a shooter. We say if you can score 70 points in a game, who cares? Booker wasn't even great when he scored 70 against the Celtics in 2017. He went only 4 of 11 from beyond the arc. What he did, though, was make 24 free throws. Keep yourself tuned in as we discover 5 more amazing players with you all. Hope you guys are enjoying the video, and if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do it now in order to make sure that you don't miss out on any future NBA content from now on. Number 5. Elgin Baylor, 71 points, November 15th, 1960. Elgin Baylor played before the days of widespread television exposure, so among the only records of his prowess that remain are the words of those who saw one of the greatest ever to play. He averaged 27.4 points and 13.5 rebounds during his 14-year career. At one time, Baylor owned records for most points in a game, in a playoff game, and in one half of a playoff game. In 1962 and 63, he became the first NBA player to finish in the top 5 in 4 different statistical categories: scoring, rebounding, assists, and free throw percentage. Elgin Baylor scored his career high, leading the Los Angeles Lakers to a 123-108 victory over the New York Knicks. On this night, November 15, 1960, he made 28 field goals and went 15 of 19 from the line. At the time, Baylor's 71-point performance represented the highest single-game total ever, although that mark would be shattered in the coming years as a certain Wilt Chamberlain's career progressed. Number 4. David Robinson, 71 points, April 24, 1994. One of the top centers of his era, David the Admiral Robinson was a marvel on the court and a respected figure off the court. A lean, muscular athlete, Robinson was fast, strong, and agile at 7'1". In his first 6 NBA seasons, Robinson won Rookie of the Year, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year awards, in addition to a rebounding title, a scoring crown, 6 All-Star bids, 3 selections to the All-NBA First Team, and 3 selections to the All-Defensive First Team. A contemporary of Hakeem Olajuwon and Patrick Ewing, Robinson posted career averages of 21.1 points, 10.6 rebounds, and 2.5 blocks and won 2 championships, the second in his final season, to stake his claim as one of the NBA's greatest legends. While playing for the San Antonio Spurs, Robinson edged Shaquille O'Neal for the 1994 scoring title thanks to a 71-point outburst. 26 of 41 from the field, 18 for 25 from the free throw line in the regular season finale in a 112-97 win over the Los Angeles Clippers. Number 3. David Thompson, 73 points, April 9, 1978. David Thompson, or the 6'4" Skywalker, could have had one of the brightest careers in NBA history. He was an absolute force wherever he was, whether it be on the court where he would walk in the sky, shoot, and all that, or off the court where he would do things that would bring shame to the Denver Nuggets uniform. Thompson helped us realize what was possible on the basketball court. He is credited with popularizing the alley-oop. As a rookie with the Nuggets, he went toe-to-toe with Julius Erving in the first ever slam dunk contest. He even signed a then-record $4 million contract. If this force of dominance had played longer in the NBA, he would have been second to none. Even though Thompson scored 73 points in the last game in the 1977-78 season, it did not prove to be enough. Denver came up on the short end of a 139-137 score against the balanced offensive output of the Detroit Pistons, who had 5 different players score at least 19 in the game. Thompson made 28 field goals and went 17 of 20 from the charity stripe in his career night. Number 2. Kobe Bryant, 81 points, January 22, 2006. Kobe Bryant led the NBA in scoring in 2005-2006 at more than 35 points per game. But he entered a completely different and otherworldly zone on January 22nd against the Toronto Raptors. Kobe put up 55 points after halftime, rallying the Lakers from an 18-point second-half deficit in a 122-104 victory. Bryant's final stat line, 81 points on 28 of 46 shooting. He was also 18 of 20 from the foul line. Kobe had flirted with history a month earlier, scoring 62 points in just 3 quarters against the Mavericks, but he sat out the final period of that game with a big lead. Against Toronto, LA needed the points and Bryant delivered. Number 1. Wilt Chamberlain, 70 points, March 10, 1963. Only 10 times in NBA history one man scored at least 70 points in a game, and that man's name was Wilt Chamberlain. Chamberlain kicks off our countdown with a 1963 game between his San Francisco Warriors and the Syracuse Nationals. This was the 6th and final time Chamberlain reached the 70-point plateau, and it came in a 163-148 loss when Chamberlain knocked down 27 shots and connected on 16 free throws. 72 points, November 3, 1962. Chamberlain's dominance was on full display during the 1962 calendar year, as the superstar scored at least 72 points on 4 different occasions. On this particular occasion, November 3, 1962, Chamberlain's San Francisco Warriors may have dropped the game 127-115 to the Los Angeles Lakers, but Wilt still managed to put up 72 points, courtesy of 29 field goals and 14 free throws. 73 points, January 13, 1962. The biggest thing that jumps out from this box score, since we're used to Chamberlain pouring in more than 70 points in a game at this point, is the names of the teams. Wilt the Stilt's Warriors were based in Philadelphia at the time, and their opponent was none other than the Chicago Packers. That sounds like an NFC North mashup gone wrong, doesn't it? The Warriors prevailed, 135-117. 78 points, December 8, 1961. The second greatest scoring output of Chamberlain's ridiculous career came with the aid of triple overtime, as if that makes it less impressive somehow. Wilt's Warriors fell to Elgin Baylor's Lakers 151-147. Imagine what a treat it was for fans to watch that game. 78 points for Chamberlain, and oh, by the way, Baylor only had 63. 100 points. March 2nd, 1962. As a society, we're fascinated with round numbers. No one celebrates Peyton Manning throwing his 487th touchdown, or Tom Brady accumulating 47,000 passing yards. The ones that matter are number 500, number 50,000, etc. So how perfect is it that the only time an NBA player ever scored 82 or more points in a game, he finished with a perfect 100? You know the story. Playing in Hershey, Pennsylvania, Chamberlain delivered a sweet performance, 36 baskets, 28 field goals, and 100 points, even if it took 63 field goal attempts to get there. 25 rebounds and a 169-147 win for the Warriors over New York. The name of the game in the NBA is scoring. A player who can get buckets seemingly at will is always a great asset. But you don't need to be Wilt Chamberlain to have at least one big scoring day. Every team has a player, or players, who has scored more points in a game than anybody else in franchise history. So which player among all do you think has impressed the most in his career? Let us know your answer in the comments section down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you have liked it, and do hit the subscribe button so that you won't be missing out on any interesting video from now on.